going on, everyone? It's Coach Jay. And in today's video, it'll be a little bit different from a lot of the reels you've seen on my page. This will be talking about my inaugural opening of my company, Courtside Consulting. Now, a lot of you, I'm sure, have heard about it. I've alluded to it in earlier videos in the past, but I've done a lot of work behind the scenes, and I wanted to make sure everything was in place so when it opened up, you all were getting the best services I could possibly offer. So, a few things I want you to know. There were a couple changes from the very first reel I released. I've expanded my audience for now, right? I was targeting mainly student athletes at the time to help them build their brand, but when I think about it more, it might be better for me to expand that audience to college students, because then I'm able to help more people. I'll have a bigger impact. And I feel like this is a pivotal time for people to kind of find themselves, because that's what a lot of people hear when they go to college, and what they need to get out of that is you need to figure out who you are in 4 years. And, I hate to break it to a lot of people, you probably won't know who you are at the end of 4 years, but that's not my goal. My goal is to at least make the blueprint for it. Something that may be subject to change, but at least gets you thinking about what you could be and what you could be working towards. So now I want to get to some of the services I offer. So one of the services will be the mission statement building. So this kind of talks about who you are. It's kind of similar to what you write in your bio on Instagram. It speaks to your goals. It speaks to your values. It speaks to who you want to serve, how you serve. It really just speaks to who you are and what you're about and the reason that you do everything you do. So I'm sure a lot of you think about this a lot, but it might be something that you want to tweak a little bit more, because it really sets the tone of who you are whenever you walk into a space, whenever you introduce yourself. The mission statement is critical for that. So the next service I have is finding a target niche, finding that target audience. So this may speak more to my content people and people who enjoy making videos, reels, whatever social media post you like. This may appeal to you. And in this session, you may have guessed it, we're helping you nail down your audience. We're helping you nail down how to communicate to them. We're helping you learn what is the best way to reach them. Like, who are they? Where do I even start with that? So we're going to get into all the things to help you figure out who that audience is and the best way to reach them. How do you retain those people? We're going to get into all those things in that session. And the last service I'm offering will be polishing your digital presence. So I know that might be kind of confusing as to what's that talking about, but really all that is making sure every time you go online, whether someone is looking up your profile or whether you're adding things to your profile, that you're being represented in a positive light. So this will go into monitoring things that you've liked, things that you've commented, really looking at your pages as a whole to make sure they reflect who you want to be in the digital space. Because whether you believe it or not, we all have digital footprints, and they're very crucial and pertinent when we're trying to get jobs, when we're trying to make connections, trying to network. All those things go together. And since it's 2024 and the internet is all over the place and everyone is on it, you want to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. So we'll go over things like that, and we'll also kind of touch on some of the just best practices for just online interactions. So we'll go into how do you start a conversation with a boss? How do you continue to network well? How do you stay in contact with these people? Follow-up emails. Just how do you do things to continue to kind of uplift your brand and market yourself well, so that anytime someone's thinking about you, they have a positive image. Again, it's really about just that personal image that you have with anyone you come in contact to. Because the bottom line is you never know who you're going to meet, and you never know who they're connected to and where that can lead you. So you always want to put your best foot forward when you're moving in that space. So those are my 3 services. And for those 3 services, I'll have 3 kind of pre-quizzes, pre-assessments, just to kind of get the wheels turning on each topic, so you have an idea of what this service will be about. And at the end of those couple of questions, I'll leave a space open for anything you're curious about in this space that you want to learn more about, you want me to speak to. I'll get those emails. I'll meet with you. It'll probably be at most an hour, but it can be less than an hour. It just depends on how long, our session will be. And then following our meeting, I'll have a little post-work assessment to kind of complete the loop. It'll help you kind of get started on things to work to either your mission statement, how do you find your target niche, and also how do you find your just best practices. But I'll be meeting with each client at least twice just to make sure everything is cohesive, everything, is easy to understand, and we'll just move from there. But yeah, I'm really excited to start working with clients. I'll post on my website the days I'm open. I'm a college student, so most of my hours will be on the weekends. And hopefully, since I'll be marketing to college students, that will work for most students. But yeah, I'm very excited to get started, and please let me know any other questions and just any other thoughts on this, but stay tuned.